Hey, how's it, brothers, sisters? My pops, being the solimoke that he is, told me that in my Hanabata days, he would play Brother Is for me when I would have a bocha, have a cow, things of the kind. But when I say, pops, I don't know much about Brother Is, he looked at me, he don't say no words. He said it with he said it with all the words on his face. He looked like he's gonna give me the permanent shaka. He looked like he liked beef. So I said, okay then, and I researched choke info on the Kanaka legend that is Israel Kamaka Bibole. Few things can move you the way move people the way music moves people, and that was the way Israel kind of got his message out to everyone. And I'm sure most of us have heard his rendition of "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" and "What a Wonderful World." And it's that type of music that continues to draw people to Israel even after his death. I grew up listening to a lot of different types of music, but my dad was born and raised in Samoa, and my mom lives in Hawaii. So island music played a large role in my childhood. And so Brother Is was a big guy with a big heart. He had a deep, profound love for Hawaii and all of her people. And his legacy continues to live on and through his music today. First, I'll explain his background, where he came from, and why it's important. Then, secondly, I'll discuss his music career. And lastly, I'll touch on his death and the legacy he left behind. So, who was Brother Is? His background is extremely important because Is stayed true to his roots while he was making his music. And it's important because during the time when he was making his music, a lot of the music that was associated with Hawaii wasn't traditionally Hawaiian music. It was more kind of like it was kind of like tailored towards the tourism side of Hawaii, and it wasn't geared for the local people of Hawaii. And he strongly supported Hawaiian independence and Hawaiian rights. So his Hawaiian roots: Israel Kamaka Bibole was born on May 29th, 1959, to Henry Hank Kale'i Aloha Naniva Kamaka Bibole Jr., and that was his dad. His mom's name was Evangeline Leinani Kamaka Bibole. He showed an early interest in music, picking up ukulele before he turned 10. And at age 11, him and his brother Skippy Kamaka Bibole played for family and friends. And he had an uncle named Mo Keale, who was also a popular Hawaiian musician. And it was from him he drew a lot of influence from, and it was from him his music would later sound traditional. He was raised in the community on the island of Oahu, called Kaimuki, but he moved in his early teens with his family to the west of Honolulu, to the town of Makaha, and there him and his brother Skippy and some friends started the Makaha Sons of Ni'ihau, and that was his first taste of success as a musician. And they blended contemporary and traditional Hawaiian music, which was also important because not a lot of the music that was associated with Hawaii sounded traditional. It was more kind of like pop sounding, and it was a more superficial view of Hawaii. And he supported Hawaiian rights. Hawaiian rights can cover from believing that Hawaii should remain a sovereign state to the slogan "Keep Hawaiian lands in Hawaiian hands," referring to the proportion of non-native Hawaiian landowners to native Hawaiian landowners. So he stated these beliefs and many other beliefs through his music, and maybe most importantly is in the song Hawaii 78, where he uses the state's motto, Ua mau ke ea a ka'aina a I kapono, which roughly translates to the life of the land is perpetuated in righteousness, which was said by King Kamehameha III on the island of Oahu after the Kingdom of Hawaii regained sovereignty from Great Britain. And it's a great example of his pride and his love for Hawaii. So now that we've covered his background, kind of where he came from, we can go into his music career. So he first started off playing music professionally and for a living for the Makaha Sons of Ni'ihau with his brother and a few friends. But then later on, he transitioned into a solo career. So with the Makala Sons of Ni'ihau, it was Israel Kamakawiwole, Skippy, his brother, Jerome Coco, Louis, Kaea Kahi, and Sam Ray. They released all these albums. First was No Cristo, followed by Kahea, Keale, and the Makala Sons of Ni'ihau. Unfortunately, in 1982, his brother Skippy passed away, and although it halted the group's development, they eventually again found success. Brother Is, by himself, in 1990 he released Ka'onoi, which was his first solo release, and Facing Future followed that, which is the album that has Somewhere Over the Rainbow, What a Wonderful World on it, and that was followed by E Ala E and In This World and In This Life. He was awarded Contemporary Album of the Year and Male Vocals of the Year by HARA, which is Hawaii Academy of Recording Arts. And both those albums were for his debut. He was awarded that for his debut album, and he maintained his Hawaiian roots. Now that we covered everything else, we can talk about his death and the legacy left behind. So Brother Is dead. Unfortunately, he died on June 26, 1997, at the age of 38. Thousands gathered at Mokua Beach to see his ashes scattered into the ocean. He was awarded the honor of Leyden State and Capitol Building, third in Hawaii state history, and the only of which was not a military general. And unfortunately, again, like the rest of his family, it was due to morbid obesity. And he continues to live through his music, like with records such as Somewhere Over the Rainbow, White Sandy Beach, and he also set records. Somewhere Over the Rainbow actually holds the record for longest time on Billboard's #1 chart, and he gave Hawaii a voice and a face again that they could be proud of. And so Israel continues to touch people through his music, and his legacy lives on. It talks about his background, why it's important, his legacy, a bunch of other stuff. Is will always be is, he will never be was. And in the words of Israel Kamakawiwole, when our time come, no cry for me, go plant our tree, plant them small, then grow big. Mahalo.